gummy. That's how my day's been. So good afternoon or evening. Well, it could be morning somewhere. It probably is in Australia. So thank you everybody for stopping in and joining us again for another riveting episode of Hounds of Business, where I look
Yeah.
like I'm drunk, but I don't drink. So hey, let me introduce my brand new, amazing co-host, Melissa Robinson-Winemiller. How are you today?
I am fantastic, Captain Mike. I'm so excited to be here. I cannot fill Izzy's shoes, but I can take up space in the corner. So this is a good place. It's awesome to be here. How are you doing?
I am I don't know. That's how busy I am. I ain't even stopped to think about it. It's been wild. It's been good. But yeah, I had a lot of events. We had the Healthy Wealthy Hounds event with Dr. New and Michelina DeCibio. That was
Nice.
great. We had over 30 people come and stay and lots of good connections with folks. It was amazing. So that and she whiz. CJ had one with them at 5 Eastern today. And man,
And
it was just a full.
yeah, because I was on with CJ at noon. So that woman just never stops.
I know I was doing my audio room while watching you on closed caption. That's why my little country brain just melted. Like that kind of multitasking. Yeah, it was like an Apple IIe trying to run NASA or something. It was like, all right, I need a break. So, and that's good because we got somebody who can help with that coming up. Amazing guy. Say somebody you hang out with more than anybody, right? Uh, so, and I'm gonna take credit for it. I'll skip ahead on that, but I'm gonna take a little bit of credit for it. But let me see it. Yesterday, because nobody watched the first 2 minutes of this. Um, let's see. Last week I did that, and I don't know if any people got to see this. Lots of
Aw.
fun. Oh wait, that's old. What is this? Well, hey, that's a throwback for you. There you go. So I actually get out of the house at least once a month now. That's good, right? Go. I went to the gas station just to buy donuts. I felt normal. That was good. I'm good for the year now. So there you go. Do you get out? Do
No.
you go out or do you stay at home? Because I like staying home. I do COVID 4 years after COVID.
No, I'm more of a home person. I end up kind of chained to my desk a lot. So it'd probably do me good to get out more. I probably wouldn't be quite so pasty. I'd probably be healthier, but yeah, I kind of stay close to home.
I never
But
the pasty. Nah, that's okay. Actually, sunburn. Man, I'm white as as a ghost, man. I sunburn and then I just turn back to yeah, it's bad. And then
yeah,
yeah.
us
But that
gingers,
pink
we don't tan.
but that redneck, see? That redneck's real. All right. So how about I quit jabbering? People are actually here. They want to hear something useful. So we're gonna go ahead, run the intro. The wonderful Sindal Dunn is back there, and we'll run that intro and hey, go through it and get the fabulous guest up. I can't wait. This guy is awesome, man. So let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's roll that intro.
Are you looking to grow your network and your net worth with other high level, heart centered professionals? Then grab a seat and your favorite beverage and join Mike Ashabraner, the Redneck Connector. It's time for the Hounds of Business Community Happy Hour.
All right. Let me see. Let me move this. There we go. Now I feel whole. All right. So before we get going, I just had to get a huge shout out to our publicity hub queen, the one and only Dr. Constance Leland or Dr. CJ. And she has been running around all over the place and what in Vegas, work and all this kind of stuff. So she's got the 50 inspirational connections on LinkedIn. Apply to this. Scan the QR code. All right. Don't be shy. Don't say, oh, I'll give it to someone else. Don't do that. All right. Nominate yourself, nominate someone else, but get this going. All right. This is for amazing people doing amazing things, heart centered, soul centered, as she calls it now. Uh, and just getting people a visibility, right? If you got a Picasso, everybody's got something special. Right? You have value of some sort. And if you put that Picasso in a cave and the lights off and nobody knows it's there, I mean, it's still valuable, but not really because we can't do nothing with it. And that's how I view a lot of folks. That's why I started the Hounds. That's one of the reasons. So get out there, be seen. Birds of a feather really do flock together, guys. Make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who push you up, right? Who have your back, who really care about you, and that's profitable. That's not cheesy talk. That's real talk, right?
Yeah.
I yeah, it's a profitable reciprocity. That's what we call it. So, absolutely, thank you. She is a sponsor of the show. She brings so much value, affordable, accessible, visibility, books, TV, you name it. So everybody go find Level Up Academy. Go out there, check, subscribe to that, show up to that. Amazing people, and man, it's unbelievable. So thank you, CJ, for all you do. And these fine ambassadors, Kinga, also Hound, Any, man, that guy's everywhere. Danielle and Susanna, also Hounds, amazing people. So who wouldn't want to be a part of that? That's craziness. All right.
Yeah.
So, well, look at that. That's you. Hey,
Hey,
look at you.
wow.
Look at you. Without the glasses. That I said, who is that? Okay. So how about you tell the fine folks what you got going on? Because you went from 0 to 1,000 in like what, 2 months or something? So proud of you. So tell the folks what you got. Don't be shy now. Don't start now.
Sure. Well, and I give full credit to the Hounds, because were it not for you and were it not for this group, I don't know that my story ever would have come out. So, full credit where it's due, for sure. But what this is I have my first book coming out in September. And if you'd asked me a year ago if I was going to get this written, I'd have been like, I doubt it. But thanks to all the support and the people I've met, and just, all of heart centered, soul centered people here, I have this book coming out in September. Yes. So, what you're looking at with the QR codes, those are links for my pre sale at the Stand store. So, what that is you can get the book ahead, even though it won't be out until September. You'll get a discount on what it'll be when it's actually released. And I will sign it for you, because someday that signature is going to be worth money. I swear. Promise. So I
I
would
was the
love,
first one to pre-order it. I put
yes,
the
you
pre-order
would.
receipt on my refrigerator. I got to take a picture of that. I was proud of that. Yeah, gold star.
Absolutely. So
So
left is my
the
website. And if you sign
there
up
you
for,
go.
if you get there, I actually have a free gift that I'm giving, just to keep people appraised of when this book is coming out. So please leave your email. And on the right is the Stand store. So just so much thanks to all the Hounds. You all are amazing. And our fearless leader keeps us all in line.
Oh man, y'all make my life happy. I'll be honest. I know that sounds corny and everything, but dadgummit, I mean, I used to work a job I hated, stuff I hated doing. Now I get to work with you all. I mean, it's enough said. It's unbelievable what's happening. So, you know, if you're leading and no one's following, you're just taking a walk. So thank you. All right, making it special, man. I mean, woo, I can't say enough. So everybody scan the QR codes, follow Dr. Melissa here. She amazing friend, amazing individual, and I'm telling you, it's the testament to the Hounds. She opened up with that amazing story, has already impacted so many people because of that, because she was around people who believed in her. She felt safe and pushed up, right? And that's what it's all about, right? We think we have a marketing problem. Well, we might have a marketing problem, but if we don't have this right and we don't have courage, yeah, we got more problems than that. All right.
Yeah.
So when you get your mind right, when you show up good, yeah, look, hey, I'm setting him up. I'm setting him up back there. Look at it. I'm talking. I know what I'm doing. Don't let the camo hat fool you, James. I got you, man. All right. He already knows. So, hey, how about this? How about we get to another dear friend of mine real quick? Last one, Tanya Eberhardt and Michael Carr. You know,
Yay.
I, yeah, man, they are amazing. They can adopt me. I don't care that I'm 43. It's fine, man. I'll join the family. I feel like family already. These two are amazing. You talking about heart centered, successful, amazing people. There you go. Uh, brand face guys. I got to find this. You should see. You should have saw my original, very first LinkedIn profile and brand. It was bad. Had two. I mean, it was so bad it was good. Had two guys in overalls with straw hats, right? Country guys on a bench talking. And in pink, of all colors, pink, it said redneck financial coach. That's what that was my original brand 2 years ago. Uh, wow, how things evolved. But yeah, charge how you're seen, change how you're seen, charge what you're worth. Absolutely. That's not just a slogan, man. That works. Countless people in the Hounds, outside of the Hounds, I mean, megastars, I can't say enough good stuff. So if you're trying to go out there, put your best foot forward, dadgummit. All right. So look, I'm getting text back there. So I'm out. Tanya would be proud. Yes, ma'am. Because I don't look. I don't care if it was a gazillion dollars attached to stuff. If it ain't 1000% legitimate and I can't put my little endorsement on it, I don't touch it. So when I
Yeah.
find something this good, I share it with the world. So yeah, make sure that your people see your brand before they see you. So make sure they know what you do before you make that intro, or your marketing goes to crap. You spend a lot of money on marketing, and people still don't know what you do. So there you go. All righty.
Yeah.
How about we bring up the one and only James Valentine, the Ascension coach? Now he is
Yeah.
Steelers fan. Y'all heard me say that. All right, let's bring him up. Give him a big old round of applause. I don't have a machine yet, so I'm just gonna make it. There you go.
Yay. James, it is so good to
Hello.
see you.
It is good to be seen. It is good to be seen. I'm happy to be here with two of my favorite people on the planet.
Well, let me introduce you and get this rolling because we want to hear what you have to say. So, James is a two-time, not once, twice, two-time top 15 coach in Las Vegas, 2023 and 2024, the Ascension coach, healer, best-selling author, international speaker, and Quantum 360 business consultant. So I hope you guys were taking notes because that's amazing. James helps leaders connect with higher states of consciousness, align with their higher selves, and discover their soul's purpose, empowering them to live a life of love, abundance, and fulfillment. And the coolest thing that James does, without doubt, is he hosts a show with me and Lisa Marie on Monday night called the Super Genius Masterminds. And just to make sure James felt absolutely comfortable and that Lisa Marie didn't feel left out, I brought some props because Lisa Marie brings props every week and they're fantastic. So anyone who hasn't been there, we actually have a fourth member now. It's Barry the Brain.
Brain to
But
brain.
Lisa has this awesome wand that's like got all these rainbow colors on it. And we call it the Fraggle wand because it looks like Fraggles. Well, I don't have a dusting wand like that. I have a sad Swiffer. And I hear you're supposed to actually change the ends of these every so often. So that's why it's sad. But Lisa's wand is way cooler. So you should come and see her wand. And the other thing I have, since everyone else has hats.
Oh,
So now I'm ready.
all right. Hold on. 3, 2, 1. Picture. Cheese. All right. Screenshot. I think I got it. All right. So this is great. This is great. I see people wearing camo hats all over the place now, man. We have to get some merch going. All right. Tell me in the comments. And by the way, hey, this is your show. Have fun, man. Life's hard. It's been a hard week. We got summertime and stuff. Network with each other. Have fun. Don't pitch slap with a P, right? But have fun, connect, follow, ask questions. This is just a good time to get some knowledge, learn some stuff, connect with some amazing people. So have fun, go at it, comment away. And so would you want to go with the first question, my brand new co-host, or
I
would you
would
like
be
me?
happy to. Let's do it.
Wonderful. Now you got to mess your hair up. Dadgummit.
Well, I
Oh, and
know,
by the
right?
way, yeah, I didn't say it. I was supposed to say this show brought to you by sponsors who actually let me be me. That's funny. Imagine that. But then tomorrow you see like no sponsors. That's not a good thing. All right. So go ahead. Let's get to it, man. This guy's full of knowledge.
Well, and James is definitely my brother from another mother. We really enjoy our Monday nights. So I'm actually honored to be able to be here and kick this off. So let's start with starting at the very beginning. What inspired you to start awakening to love, and how does it blend ancient Eastern wisdom with modern coaching techniques?
Yeah, great question. So it really began in about 2015 when I had what some people recognize as a spiritual awakening. And before that time, I had spent maybe 20 years as a Christian minister. I'd also worked in the mental health field, and it was a scary time for me because my religious programming, and nothing against anyone who was religious based, but for me, my religious programming kind of brushed up against what I was experiencing. And it was like, if I'm wrong about this, if I'm wrong about what I'm experiencing, my culture or my religion says I'm going to hell. But I couldn't deny what I was experiencing and having this spiritual awakening. And that's where the awakening part came in. And it was really more identifying with the allness of love. So the awakening was just not awakening to my true self, but it was awakening to love. Awakening love is all around us. Love is everywhere. And so that's where the awakening to love came at. And then it was about how to apply this in a way where other minds would be open, other hearts would be open to the love that they are and the love that is around them as well. Unfortunately, I really just kind of copied what I was doing as a Christian minister, what I copied in the mental health field, and that was having these one-on-one conversations with people, these deep one-on-one conversations with people, and standing before small, medium, large crowds, doesn't matter, and hopefully sharing something that would create a spark that would help people have their own awakening and, see themselves and see their life as love. Yeah.
Because you went through
Yeah.
your own awakening, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
Right. I
Yeah.
actually went through two. I'm sure we're gonna get to the second one again, but I went through. Well, it wasn't two awakenings, but it was two dark nights of the soul, where that second dark night of the soul just kind of elevated where I already was. So it was kind of like the I forgot what they call it, but it's the train that goes really, really fast. Somehow I hopped on that for some way, somehow. And I just skyrocketed it into this new understanding. And even really understanding life, understanding the universe, understanding what we call suffering, what we call pain, and really understanding what that is representing and even the purpose of that. And even for those who really follow me, understanding the illusion to some extent of that. And that was an experience that happened in 2022, at the end of 2022. I don't know if you want me to just go right into it or whether you wanted to ask another question.
Yeah.
Okay,
this
so
is your origin story. So yeah.
so 2022 was, like, I didn't know you could have two dark nights of the soul. So I'm trying to figure out what is going on with me. Relationships failing. There seemed like my baby girl, there seemed to be some resistance and conflict there. I'm looking at my life and it looked a little bit like what I went through during my first awakening, but I'm like, wait, I've already did that. So what is this? And my resistance to what I was experiencing just didn't help. There was a lot of fear-based, addictive behavior that was a part of that. And it was really just resisting what was taking place. And even though I don't associate with Christianity, I always say that Jesus is still my guy. So in trying to find an answer for what the hell it was that I was experiencing, I went into the Bible and I saw where Jesus went into the wilderness for 40 days. James, that's what we need to do. So I actually went on Airbnb and started looking up locations, not where you could self-care with the beach and the water and I was looking at the woods. I was looking at places where I would need a tent. I was looking at places where I would probably need to rub two sticks together to make fire, because I wanted to be as uncomfortable as I possibly could be so I could get whatever it is that I need to get from this experience. And so I ended up in this place in Auburn, Kentucky. I had never been to Kentucky before. I had to take an Uber from the Tennessee airport to get to this location. I found out later that it was Amish and Mennonite town, so it kind of had a kind of spiritual feel to it to some extent. And I told everyone, I'm going off the grid. The only call I would take from is from my daughter. I tell people all the time, I really believe that my family, my friends were a little worried about whether I was going to come back out of that experience. Like they might have, I think some of them thought I was going there to, for that to be the last call. But it was really to go there to connect with my soul. I knew enough to know, James, you are too much in your mind. Your mind is in control. You're trying to fight it. It's whooping your behind. So we need to get to a place where we can just connect with soul. And that's really what I did. And even adding to that, I started studying near-death experiences while I was there. And it was really, the understanding was that this is what it looks like to be completely in soul. So let me get a picture of what I'm supposed to look like, or what my experience is supposed to look like. So because obviously those who had near death experiences, they're in this other realm. They have no ego, they have no resistance, no worry, no fear, no body, all of that. They're just in soul. So I gleaned a lot from that experience, spent a lot of time in tears, just being aware of the love that surrounds us at all times, the love that we are. And that was my healing. But I got so much more out of that. And that's why I came out rebranded as the Ascension Coach, because I got revelation on parallel realities, fifth dimensional living, who we are as soul, instant manifestation, just some things related to soul that we miss being over preoccupied with a body. And that this body doesn't have needs. Like, obviously we got to sleep, rest, eat, roof over our head. But what I tell people often is that we become so preoccupied with the body and the body's needs that we're often neglecting the soul, right? We're neglecting the soul. And my purpose is I feed the soul. That's what I do as a coach. Even with that long title, essentially what I do is I feed the soul, because the soul is being neglected to a great extent.
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. Actually, Lisa Marie makes a comment that, you know, how awesome it is that you understood that in order to disconnect from the body, you had to be in an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
Did you know
Yeah.
that going in, or did you suspect it, or were you just led to go?
I was just led to go. I recognize now, even as I live my life, I'm always being led. There is what I call my higher self, that is really my true self, that is often leading me to where I'm supposed to be. I was led to reach out to Mike. I often share this funny story. I reached out to Mike and I said, Mike, are you still doing the Eagles? Mike's like, no, we're the Hounds now. I was like, wait, I've stepped into a whole different time zone here now. But yeah, I was obviously led to Mike, and then Mike being gracious, being led himself. He may admit this or may not recognize it or not, but he put us all in the room, me, you, and Lisa, and it became this great thing that we have with our Monday thing. But
Yeah.
all of us, whether we are conscious of it or unconscious of it, are being led to where we're supposed to be, to who we're supposed to be there with, and accomplish what we're there to accomplish. It's just we think we're making decisions. I give you a great example, Dr. Melissa. There was someone who I spoke to a couple of days ago, and had a 3 hour coaching session with this person. She is currently in her car, living in her car with her, I think, her 20-year-old son, and she, no doubt, in that space was looking for answers, looking for a way out. I am in my home going, you know what? I need to contact so and so and see how she's doing. See how the one consciousness is being that it connects all of us, leads us to where we're supposed to be. I'm just thinking, hey, I haven't talked to her in a while. Well, actually, I sent her a Mother's Day message, but this isn't somebody that I contact on a regular basis. The last time we actually had a phone call was years ago. But I was led to just go, let me see how she's doing. But that was a result of her going, I need to find an answer. So, even when I think I talked about this on our lives, that even at times when we as entrepreneurs are sitting down to work on a program, to create a community like Mike has created, there are those of us who are somewhere going, man, I wish I had a community. I wish Mike is going, hey, this is going to be a great idea. But it's because many of us have put the call out there. We think we're doing it just because it's a great idea, but the call has been put out there because we are all connected. And so we show up with the answers, or the answers show up for us. And we're oftentimes not even aware of, what took place, or why we were led to create such a thing. But I say that to say we're always led.
Oh wow, man, there's
Yeah.
a lot to unpack there. Wow,
Yeah.
dude, and we got some great folks, new folks. There's Charlie in there. Uh, yeah, me reading names, that could just be a comedy show. I'm sorry, I mess up easy names like Sam and stuff. Uh, Jaser, man, lots of good folks here. The chats are bumping. Uh, I think a lot of people, Angela is here. I just met her with Michelina and Dr. New. Thank you, Angela, so much. I think a lot of people can just relate to it. You and I talk about this all the time, all three of us. We think we have a marketing and business problem. We want to get this thing fixed or that thing fixed. But we
Right.
really have a mental, spiritual, or emotional issue. Man, it's amazing. Once that thing gets cleared up, you can really get some damage done, even if you don't know marketing, right? Like
Absolutely.
you're open to possibilities. And real quick, on that note, that's how I met Melissa, but from the great Lisa Marie. I showed up to her stuff. Don't even know why I did. And then she
Yeah.
started talking about, stuff. And I'm like, oh man, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to sit here and behave and hopefully she don't call me out. And then as she started talking, I said, oh, wait a minute. This ain't BS after all. It's good stuff. So then I started paying attention and good. Melissa was there. And there you go. Like, if I didn't show up, if I didn't do that, if I was closed minded, none of this would happen. And I wouldn't have been there to say, you three, this is how y'all got connected. Nobody knows it. This is how I do it in the house. Hey, you three, there's something special here. I'm going to put you in the DM. Go figure it out. That's exactly what I told y'all, 4 months ago? And
Yep.
I was right. Right. So I love that. It's not woo woo. It's not goofiness. You being in tune, being intuitive, right? Trusting your gut, exploring these
Yeah.
things. Man,
Yeah.
it takes the judgery out of things. So here's
Yeah.
my question to you, James.
Yeah.
It, the Eastern philosophies. I don't know if the library was out of books that day, but when I was a teenager, I started picking up Taoism and Confucianism. And coming
Yeah.
from a deep fried Southern Baptist, man, I mean, that was a wild ride to read that stuff growing up
Wow.
like
Yeah.
that, very Protestant. And then oh yeah, it got worse, man. Thomas Merton, the Abbey of Gethsemane. I went out there. Woo, they called me. Yeah, it was rough. It was a wild experience. So is this something that you've always kind of explored, or was this kind of something that kind of hit you in life? Like all these
It's
these
some,
learning kind of
it's something that I've always explored. Like for instance, I grew up very, very poor. My mother worked at National Geographic, so books were a presence for me. Those were the gifts. Those were what she could easily get. So I was reading all the time, reading about different things. And so when I got into religion, um, for me, for a minute, I'm sneaking reading because some religions there's nothing besides the Bible as far as some religions go. But so I'm reading these things on the side, and then I got a revelation from Paul in the Bible, who was formerly Saul. He would often quote from other religions, other poets, other paganists, like even some of our for those who are in Christianity, some of the favorite Christian verses, such as "All things work together for good." For all have sinned. Like those are not original Christian thoughts. Those thoughts come from Seneca the Great, who was a Roman curator, right? So, but it's interesting how, and again, not knocking religion or Christianity in any way, but it's interesting that our books, religious books, are, you know, there's so much in there from other Eastern, Western, whatever, that we saying, hey, you can only read this, even though this is a product of so much more than that. So even when I was preaching and teaching, I would slide stuff in there and think, James, that was so great. Like that was so insightful. And I'm like, yeah, that's some stuff I grabbed. I don't say that, but I was always on that path also because I'm a student. Like I always want to learn. I'm always having conversations 3 or 4 times a week with people who are doing things differently than I. And even with Lisa and Dr. Melissa, I'm learning so much from them from that perspective that they come from. But it's just inherent in me to want to know more so I can share. So Eastern religion was just a part of that. And my favorite book isn't even the Bible. It's the Tao Te Ching.
the book of changes.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
hey,
Cool.
would you believe this? They were really out of books that year. The itching, the book of changes. Boy, my little country mind just fell out. Yeah, dude. I'm like, what in the world? Because you can't. It doesn't follow Western logic all the time,
Right.
right? Concepts
Right.
like the uncarved block. I'm still reeling from it, but I love the courage because yeah, it's not about me today, but man, it's so much. I can relate to so much of that. You just want to find out what's out there. Like man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about exploration. I believe we're here to explore. Like, of course, we want to enjoy family and friends and this perk or this place or thing, whatever. But I believe essentially we are here to explore, and really that exploration is that which leads us to discovering our true self. When I look at reality, I see reality is just symbols for me. Reality, when I want to make it real to some extent, I just see it as symbols. Money is a symbol of my inherent worth. Um, Places, religion. If you're in religion, it's a symbol of my spiritual awareness, right? So the things that we look at in our external reality are really just symbols of our spiritual journey that requires exploration to really understand, why is this showing up? Why is this person showing up? Why am I drawn to this place? So I believe we're here to explore.
Wow. I mean, just as a point of irony, since we're talking about exploration and no coincidences.
Yeah,
So Mike found me when I was with Lisa Marie, but you and I were in the same class together way
yeah,
back
yeah,
when. So it's
yeah.
like we were all connected somehow from like,
Absolutely. We are all the same. We really, what I teach, and I always say it like this: what I teach, because I don't knock what anybody else does. It's all important to get us all where we're supposed to be. But what I teach is that there's only one consciousness. There are different expressions. There is the Dr. Melissa expression of consciousness. There's the Mike Ashabraner expression of consciousness, but it's just the one consciousness. There's only one. Lisa, Dr. Melissa, we're all one, right? But when we look at it from a body mind perspective, it looks like, oh, that's Mike, that's Dr. Melissa, that's James, but behind the veil, and I often think of The Wiz, which is one of my favorite movies. Behind the veil, there's only one consciousness. It's not many. There's just the one with many different expressions. So yeah, we've always been connected. We will always be connected, regardless of what realm we're in. We're always going to be connected. And really, if you take the time to meditate or contemplate on a particular person, there is the ability to tap into what that person is feeling. I mean, we witness this in relationships. The wife just kind of knows, the husband just kind of knows. And that's that intuition thing that Mike talked about as well. When we're able to tap into that, we recognize our oneness. I just know, because I was talking to a good friend of mine today, and she said, James, when we talk, I know the person that I am. I'm just going to be honest with you anyway. But I was like, yeah, because if you're not, I'm going to know. I'm going to know because we're connected. So, and she's on here today. So, but yeah, we're all one.
yeah.
Oh, I'm a human lie detector. This big old nose, man, I can sniff out BS and winners like in nanoseconds. And again, I'm not always right, but that's why I test it. I could be wrong, but usually, yeah, and yeah, dude, I feel you, and
Yeah,
like Melissa can tell you, I can pick up the phone and say, listen, I know there's a pattern change. I don't know why it changed. I just know something changed. I like to talk about it. As weird as that sounds, but when you're in tune to things, right? When you're paying attention, when you're exploring, when you got the right mindset, I think that makes all the difference. Um, I have a question. Melissa, you got a question? Because you know this guy better than anybody, I think. You and Lisa Marie in the audience. You got
that's
questions?
all. That's all we're missing is Lisa. This is just our Monday conversation. We're just missing Lisa.
Yeah, I mean,
I know.
he is so fascinating. He's come through so many different things and so many different spirals to get to where he's at. He's just a fascinating character. So I think I could ask him questions all day long.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, here's one for you. Can you explain the concept of crippling programming for us and how it affects people's lives and businesses?
Yeah, so this is another one where I have to say, for me, and what I teach my people is, it still goes back to some level of spirituality that encompasses and works through everything that I do.
Mhm.
For me, when it comes to crippling programming, there are those who it's meat, and it's good. When I say meat, meat, it's meat for them and good for them to have some kind of external uh, therapist or counselor or external means in which they work that out, right? Like there's no knocking that. However, for me, all I say is, well, all we're ever dealing with is thought. All we're ever wrestling with is a thought. It's and oftentimes this programming, obviously, this programming now is either some kind of subconscious thought that we're not aware of. And I posted something recently, and I said, inner child work, trauma healing, shadow work, it has its place for those who need that. But when you really identify, and this is kind of where I am in my journey, my ascension journey, I'm identifying most of my day as soul. As soul, we're only witnessing the stories. The programming is just a story. It's a programming that's running. That's running. I posted recently a clip from The Matrix, and Neo and forgot the head guy. They are Morpheus. They're working through the crowd, and Morpheus goes, some of these people are not ready to be unplugged. These are doctors, lawyers, et cetera, and he's explaining to them that these people are connected to a program. Like he says, the system is the enemy, and I don't believe in enemies. I don't judge where anybody's at, and I don't subscribe to enemies. But the point that I wanted to make from that post was that, some of us are so caught up in this programming that if we unplug and just be aware of the programming, and a big part of that is understanding who we are as soul. Even like all the spiritual traditions talk about that. Even the Bible says God breathed into man the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Wait, I'm missing the biggest part of myself. But from the place of soul, I'm detached from programming. I can watch the programming, but I'm unplugged. And so for me, it's just being aware of now those thoughts, working through with those triggers where we fall back into mind, but then reconnecting with soul. And that can be just as effective, because I never went through any counseling. I journaled the hell out of my whole journey. And it was just being triggered. Oh, James, how did we fall back into that? We're better than that. Okay, let's reconnect with soul. Okay, this is just a program, and this is just, some kind of conditioning. Oh, now I'm easing through this next time. So it's still, however you choose to do it, whether you're working with somebody to work through it or you're just reconnecting with your soul, that programming is an MF. But the more you identify with your true self, the easier it is to navigate it. Because even when we talk about outside influences or coaches like ourselves, we're just trying to help people get back home, right? But in my post, I said, what if you never left? What if you never left? And it's because I believe we never left home. It's just that we believe we've left home because of our over preoccupation with life, the body, those types of things. So now we need this. We need to work through this program, and we need to work through this conditioning. But what if you never left? Like where you're trying to get to, what if you're already there? And that's kind of, what I help people work through. And that's a big part of my journey.
Well, so out of curiosity, how did you go through this deprogramming for yourself?
Yeah, it was going into the wilderness, right? But then coming out and then journaling. Like, what did we think today? What were the thoughts that showed up today? How did we respond to certain things? And there was a part of that. I don't want to get it twisted. There was a part of that where I used what's called the work. I forgot the person who does that, but her thing is called the work. Is it true? Is it really true? I forgot her name, but for those who are interested, if you just Google the work, that person's name will come up. And she is amazing. So I remember in the beginning of my journey working through that. Like, James, is what we're thinking now real? Is it true? Did that person really hurt you? Did that person really betray you? Did this lack really show up? is it really true? Well, no, it's not really true. Like and I often go back over my journal and I see these things. I'm like, yeah, that moment. That was that moment where it all changed. Um, but yeah, it's been my journaling. It's been my journaling and not being afraid to what we define at times as mistakes. I don't believe in mistakes. I don't believe in failures. I don't even allow those things in my vocabulary. But for those who better understand those concepts, it's just, it's allowing myself to go through those experiences. What do I need to learn from this? And then being on top of it next time. So yeah, journaling was a big part of that.
So, on that note, I mean, is that something that you would recommend as a technique to your clients, or what kind of key techniques do you use in your coaching to help clients break free from their own programming and limiting beliefs?
Yeah, for my clients, and it's funny because I take people no matter where they are, right? Like it's like you don't have to be aware of your ascension journey. It's not a thing. Some of my past clients, and I posted around people who've had cancer, people who have thought about taking their life, those kind of things. I still use hypnotherapy, right? Like one of my big things is hypnotherapy. I'm versed in many different subconscious modalities, but hypnotherapy is still a very big one that I use often. And really it's still essentially what I do. It's taking you out of mind and it's helping you rewrite a story. It's just a story, so you can rewrite it. Just rewriting a story and now embodying your more empowered state. So hypnotherapy, I definitely, encourage journaling so you can see the growth. You can see where you are hitting roadblocks. You have an opportunity to work through whatever needs to be worked through so you can be prepared next time, those experiences. So you can kind of chart your growth through journaling or work through hypnotherapy with you, or just really just general coaching to some extent. Just really being able to recognize where these limiting beliefs are. This is getting into mind, where your limiting beliefs are, and either helping you reconnect with your soul or working from a mind standpoint and going, okay, let's think differently about this. What would that look like?
Wow. Well, and that's why you're, top 15 coaches in Vegas 2 years running.
Thank you.
And he owns a business. Oh man, what did we say to him to get this going, man? Bravo. Look, he's being serious. You deep. I love it. He's deep. It's like we got our own LL Cool J, man. I love it. Just deep and serious and fun. Everybody loves you, James. It's amazing. And here I am chuckling like a monkey back here because Lisa keeps talking about bury the brain. I can't handle it. Right? Lisa, she's like gonna kill me.
I love it.
And you can keep your thoughts with all this goofiness going on, man. That tell you anything, man. This guy can't be shook. So
I'm used to these are my ladies. I'm used to them. So
and you're such a good sport. You are such a good sport.
I appreciate that. This is fun. Like we talk every Monday about our playground, about having fun, and we understand this. Like Dr. Melissa, Lisa, and I, we understand this, but I don't think everyone understands how big and how important it is to play, like to have fun. Like this topic was how to manifest the business of your dreams. And as I prepare for this, I said I want to make sure that I remind people to dream. What do you want it to look like? Step into that version of you, step into that. Because here's what I'm finding in most of my coaching calls. James, this is what's not happening. This is what I don't have. This is how this person is not showing up for me. I don't understand why this isn't working. Wait, you're in the wrong room. You're in a room where nothing's happening. Get into the room where, James, I'm in the most amazing relationship I've ever been in. My business is taking off. I've redefined success for myself. Those are two different rooms. And this is something that I want to be clear about as well. I often share this. I always say people are not I don't think people are grasping this. They understand it intellectually, but I wonder how often people are grasping this. What I talk about is that I'm looking at this. I got my computer back here. I got my tablet right here. I got, phones and everything around me. All of those things first existed in consciousness before they showed up in physical form, is what we call physical form. Where I'm pointing people to when I say that is everything exists in consciousness first. Us trying to make something happen out there is working backwards. You make it happen in here and it gets projected out there. You go into the room in consciousness where you are already successful, where you already have that amazing partner, where you're already making that amount of money. I was sharing with somebody today, I really haven't put a program out this year. I haven't put a workshop out. I jump on with my ladies on Monday. I do collaborations here and there, but I haven't really put out my stuff, to be honest with you. But the money keeps coming. The money keeps coming. Hey, James, hey, how you feel about hopping on this? That still comes. People are coming from different states to Vegas to interview me for their platforms. That's still happening. I'm really still not doing anything. I'm present, more present than I was in 2023, but I'm in the room in consciousness where I'm a highly paid, a highly successful, and a highly sought after coach and speaker. And so that's what gets projected out there. I'm not like, where's it going to come from? Where's the next client going to come from? Maybe I got to find a speaking engagement. Let me see anybody who needs a speaker. No, I'm already there. And because I'm already there, that becomes the experience that gets projected out there. All we are ever experiencing is consciousness in what seems like physical form. That's it. That's it. We are experiencing what we are in vibrational harmony with. So are we in vibrational harmony with lack, with the business that is not of our dreams? Like the businesses, like, I don't understand why this isn't taking off. Or are you experiencing the business of your dreams here? So now it can be outpictured there. There's a big difference. There's a humongous difference. And here's three things that I'm also teaching my clients. Well, let me say this. I shared this with somebody earlier today. When we look in a mirror, we are not seeing in real time. We are actually seeing a reflection. We're seeing a reflection, but that reflection is showing up like 0.000. It's not in real time. It's a delayed reflection. It's like 0.15 seconds, something like that, that we see the reflection in the mirror. I say reality is a mirror, matching your vibration, matching what you hold in consciousness, matching what you believe about yourself, all those kind of things. And so, well, James, how come I don't see it? Because there's a delay, right? Like we got to get rid of all that old stuff that was in that old room in consciousness. So the stuff may come up that doesn't look like it's working. That's coming up so we can get rid of it so that the new reflection can show up. But oftentimes we're reacting. Like, man, I just knew that person was gonna sign on. I just knew that this was gonna work. Nobody showed up for this. Like, we're reacting to something that's trying to die. But when we react to it, we are breathing life back into it. So that looks like the next situation. Then in the next situation, because we are reacting to it, we are identifying with it, and we are believing that that is the truth. That's not the truth. I tell people all the time, appearances are not the truth. This is how I've been able to work with people who had cancer in their body. Because for me, it's just an appearance. I'm not denying that appearance is there, but the truth is they are a living soul, and a living soul can't have cancer. So James, which one? I already know which one I'm choosing. It's getting them to the place where they see the truth. So whether your bank account's not looking like you want it to, or your client base is not looking like you want it to, or whatever, it's not looking like you want it to, either for you that's an appearance, and you subscribe to the truth that I could only ever experience abundance because I am a soul. Soul can't experience lack. Or I'm going, this is my truth, and now it's just on repeat. It's just on repeat, and you just continue to breathe life into something that's trying to die.
Wow. So let's say I'm a client. I'm a brand new client, and I'm coming to you.
Yeah.
Where do you begin?
I want to know. There's two things I'm looking at. I'm looking at what's your kind of spiritual base. Are you religious based? Because I can talk that language. Or are you spiritual based? I can talk that language. So first, I need to know how I need to communicate. And then secondly, I want to know. I almost always ask this question: who are you? Because you can tell a lot about someone based on who they say they are. Do they identify with the roles that they play? Sorry, my nose running a little bit. But are they identifying with the roles that they play, or they are identifying with a deeper sense of themselves? Right? Are the things that I'm sharing with them something that they grasp intellectually, but just haven't got to the point where they're embodying it, or are these new concepts? So I'm really trying to figure out where you're at, what's your foundation, who are you? Because now I know where to take it. And here's my thing, Dr. Melissa. Within 5 minutes, you can tell me nothing about you personally. Just tell me about your situation, and I will tell you everything about you. I will tell you, I do this every single coaching client. Okay, what are we dealing with? Well, deal with relationship, okay, without you telling me, and this is what I used to say, without you telling me anything about you, I know already that you are this way, this way, this way, this way. Because, and the easiest way to read your life, however your life is showing up, again, it's just a mirror. So if there's conflict in your relationship, okay, let's talk about the conflict in you. If I talk to somebody who said that, she meets guys and they lie and are unfaithful, where are you not being truthful with yourself? Where are you not being faithful to your own convictions? Because this is just telling you who you are. There's nothing that anybody's doing to you. Life is not happening to you. You are making life happen based on your self-concept. So let's deal with that. And that's how people are able to see these great shifts. So that's where I'm starting with. How do you see yourself? And then that has to be worked through as well, because James, I know who I am. I'm great at what I do. And I had this course when I was the Manifest coach, and it was called Submerge. It's called Submerge, Take Me Deeper. Oftentimes we believe we are somewhere where we're not. So now I gotta, if I'm already picking up on that, now I gotta, okay, we just gotta dig a little bit deeper so we can find the truth of how you really feel. Because if this is showing up in your reality, it's not lying to you. This is showing up for a reason. So if you're believing something opposite than what's showing up, there's a disconnect. But this isn't lying. This is showing you exactly what you believe. Maybe it's in that subconscious, and we got to pull it out, but it's there because you only ever experience what you're in vibrational harmony with. I also tell my clients, Dr. Melissa, that everything begins and ends with you. You don't have to change anybody. You don't even have to have a conversation with anybody. And you can, like, the last two people I work with, they were like, James, both of them. James, we were up, like, to the last person said that they were up to like 3 a.m. researching everyone as you pushed out. Because everyone is a reflection of us, either matching our expectations of how they're going to show up, or they are, matching some limiting belief around how they're going to show up, right? So, but it's just you. You're just experiencing an aspect of yourself. So you wrestling with, fighting against, trying to make something happen out there. No, you don't need to do anything out there. Just change you. And both of them. James, I just had the best conversation with my husband. James, I had the best conversation with my friend. A day ago, they were the enemy. But when we shift, that shifts. Period.
Yeah. It's like this on Monday nights too. You'll say something and I just want to leave silence after it because it needs to sink in for a minute. And
Yeah.
that's one of those. So really well said. Mike, you're never at a loss for words.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, shit, I'm not talking, man. So I mean, as soon as I start talking, we lose all the viewers, right? So hey, I know not to
Well,
mess a good thing up. This is a good dynamic. I mean, this is the stuff we don't talk about. We don't want to talk about. And we daggum sure, if you're like me, don't want to dig deep into all that shit that we suppress and try to subconsciously not deal with. But
Right.
here's the deal: not dealing with it, that's going to have consequences just as the same as dealing with it. And I'm telling you, it's like James been at this party for decades. I just showed up 6 months ago. Like I'm like, wow. I'm telling you, it is a painful journey. It's a very hard thing to do. But anybody out there struggling, man, I hope you hear what James is saying and Melissa. You know, dive into it. Don't avoid it. Don't do maladaptive behaviors. See, I learned a big word. Um, Now the two big words. And yeah, seriously, I mean, you hear me say this, guys, and I'm going to turn it back to the final question. But you hear me say this all the time. You know, what's more manly, right? What's more tough, right? Kicking a stray cat on your way home and being rude to your family, or digging into the shit that's making you act this way, because that's not who you are. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what's happening to you, and taking personal responsibility. You said it best, James. I mean, that's it. Nobody can do anything to me or anything if unless I'm allowing it. I'm manifesting it. I'm attracting it.
Right.
Whatever word you want to use. And I hope people
Yeah.
hear that, because that means you're in control. You could change
Yeah.
that. You could turn that around. So, you know, anything to add? I know you got something to add, right? I just threw the softball. You
I
go
want.
knock it out. Go ahead.
I want to add this piece. I want to add this piece. I want to, and this. I want to be serious for a moment, and I've been serious throughout this, but I really want to be serious, and I really want people to grasp this. Everything, everything is showing up for you, for you. The heartbreak, the Lisa, Melissa, and Mike know about an incident that happened to me recently. Everything is showing up for you. It's when we start, and even like I said, the heartbreak, the job getting fired, whatever, it's trying to push you because you've been so stubborn or so resistant. It's trying to push you into your ultimate destiny. It's trying to help you recognize your ultimate self. And here's something that, and I've had this conversation with my ladies and even Mike to some extent. Um, I never label. I have a moment because there's a human side of me, but I never label ultimately anything as negative in my life. This I may not understand why it's shown up, but I'm not going to draw out the conversation around why did this happen to me? Because here's the thing. I remember somebody I was reading in a book, and they were telling a story about a man who had a son, and he had this prize horse, and the horse ran away. Like this prize horse ran away, and it was just like, oh man, woe is me, et cetera, et cetera. Then I think it was the next day, the horse came back with like 5 other prize type horses, right? And then, they're calling the young man off to war, and no, the son, while the horse rides one of the horses, and hurts his ankle or breaks his leg or something like that. And then the next day, they call all the young men to go off to war. Things that we think are like, my God, why did this happen to me? We never know what they're for, but they're always showing up for us. The son didn't have to go to war, didn't have to go to die. The horse actually brought back more prized horses. But again, how you react to what's showing up in your reality is either keeping it alive, which is keeping you from the ultimate reason why it happened in the first place. And again, it's not, and I'm not saying that you don't step into your humanness and go, man, this really sucks. But at some point you got to push back and go, you know what? Everything shows up for me. Everything shows up for me. I don't see it yet, but I can't attach to a story that involves complaint, negativity, or whatever, because I will never understand what this was for. I will never reach the outcome and why this showed up. But it also keeps me in that space. And being in that space, you're just recycling more experiences that match this vibration of woe is me. So it happened. It sucked. I'm moving forward with a smile on my face. And I got this actually from Lisa. Lisa kind of went through a transition, and I just knew. I said, Lisa's going through more than what she's sharing, but she always showed up with Barry and with a smile on her face. And I just love Lisa. But that's That's the attitude. So how are you responding to the situations that showing up in your life? Are you continue to breathe life into it, or are you letting it come to pass so you can step into what's ultimately for you? Because this is something I share with my clients as well, Mike and Dr. Melissa. Life always shows up to prove if you are who you say you are. If you are who you say you are. So I'm a highly successful, highly paid, highly sought after coach and speaker. Now the phone isn't ringing, no texts, no emails, no join us on this. How am I going to respond? How am I going to respond? Am I going to go, damn, that affirmation worked for a while? Or do I stand in the fact that, yes, I still am a highly paid, a highly successful, and a highly sought after coach and speaker? Because life will show up to prove if you are who you say you are. I've seen people lose momentum, and now we're back on a coaching call. We got to build that momentum back up because something that everything was amazing was happening for them. Life came to prove them, and they fell back into that old way of nothing works out for me. Okay, let's come on in. Let's work through this. Build the momentum back up again. But life is always showing up to prove if you are who you say you are. But once you don't blink, once you don't flinch, you've now solidified yourself at this new level. At this new level, like that doesn't show up. I don't like that we use words like test, but for lack of better words, you pass the test. You know, the bells and whistles are going off. You don't have to go through that experience anymore. But life is going to prove you. Are you who you say you are?
Are you talking to me? Like, did we? It sounds like you talking straight at me. Hey, comment. Anybody else like, damn, is he talking to me? I mean, because it's just real. Look, it happened to me last week. The same thing. I'm like, what? Did I get cut off in the universe? What the hell? And then I was like, hey, that's going to happen. It's like the toilet king. Y'all hear me say it. It's like the toilet king being shocked that he has to unclog crappy toilets. He's the toilet king, right? Like if you it ebbs and flows. I hear you. Here's the country version. Swim upstream, man. Stop fighting it. Right. I love what you're saying here. So man, we gotta have a part 16. We gotta bring Lisa up here. We gotta bring I gotta ride this. And by the way, y'all, real quick, tell the folks where what day and time and what LinkedIn profile and YouTube they can find your all's awesome show at.
You go first. You're the guest of honor.
Me or Mike?
You.
Yeah, no.
Oh, so we are the super genius business minds. Our live is every Monday, also in the future on Tuesdays with Lisa. Lisa experiences in the future. Dr. Melissa and I experience it on Monday. It's 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And Lisa, you're on the East Coast, right? So that's 6 p.m. your time, right? Yes. I mean, I'm sorry, Dr. Melissa. Yeah. So we're on all time zone, and even in the future, I always just say 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time because I'm on the West Coast. Yeah. And we have so much fun. And Lisa, I know if you're still on here, I posted in the group because on my Facebook page, I get all these great remarks and that was so great. And then Lisa was like, screenshot. Why don't you don't just tease us with the candy. I'm like, Lisa, look, and I'm at Dr. Melissa, I'm at home like, Lisa, you're not gonna have me working. I'm not gonna sit in my I did think about it for a second, so I pulled it up on my phone, but however the Facebook video showed up, it like the however I did it on my phone, the comments were just like one by one. So I was like, I'm not doing. Lisa just have to feel good that I believe that I'm saying what I'm saying. So, but yeah, we have a lot of fun. We get a lot of great feedback. We have an amazing experience. It's just like Dr. Melissa, Lisa, and I are just like, we're out doing something fun and we're just having a conversation with each other. And we've invited all of you along to be a part of it.
Yeah. And it's just a lot of fun. And you never really know where the conversation is going to lead. It always goes where it's supposed to, but you never know where that's going to be. So it ends up way far afield we go from the Tao I Ching to the Tao of Pooh to Fraggle Rock. And yeah, you never really know.
See? Yeah. How come I ain't a guest? How come? I just told you I read all the works, man. I'm serious. Yeah, they be like, "What kind of redneck is this?" Remember that scene in Coming to America where he's talking about they're like, "Why is he so smart?" He's like, "Well, the life of a goat herder, they kind of herd themselves." I read a lot. Yeah, same thing. It's like I'm sitting at the firehouse bored, and I'm like, "Well, nowadays something. I'll read this." Like there you go. But I love it. You guys, man, your guys amazing. James, Melissa and James, before we ask the last signature question, do you guys have any other events or anything, or is it just reach out to you for a one-on-one, or how can folks
Yeah,
find you? And
yeah, just reach out to me. This is being streamed to several of my social media, so just DM me and just say, and really, the first call is free, so it's not even a thing where, well, how much is it, James? No, let's hop on a call, and sometimes, and I don't care. Like this is why I love the Hound so much. I'm more giving than I am like, and even Trisetta, who's on here, who's amazing at what she does, and just a beautiful person, a beautiful soul. She was looking at LinkedIn and how to kind of show up better on that, because she's always showing up great, but how to get more traction on LinkedIn. And I just said, hey, let's hop on a call, and that was it. And now she's a part of the Hounds, and she's whenever I say she looks like she's doing amazing. So I say all that to say, yeah, just reach out to me, DM me. We're just hopping a call. Maybe we'll work something out during that call. But yeah, always feel free to reach out to me and hop in my DM.
yeah, and guys, if you're serious, man, this is the calling card of the Hounds. I said this like a redneck parrot, but it doesn't matter if you say yes or no. I don't care if you say yes or no to me personally. What I care about and what I encourage is people know what the hell they're saying yes and no to, right? If you're gonna make a life changing decision, you want to base that on a little bit of misinformation or all the information you can get. And that's where I'd be farther along in life if I said yes when I said no, right? And so, hey, have conversations, plug into things, check it out, explore it. Man, life will get so much easier. So thank you all. Hey, love having you guys in the pack. I mean, daggum. You talking about manifesting, daggum. I mean, when I look who I'm rolling with, right? I feel like Dr. Phil. I'm just a good old boy from Kentucky. Like, daggum, man. Anything can happen. So let's ask this final question. All the people in the comments, Hounds, friends of the Hounds, future Hounds, man, love you guys. Appreciate you. You all made this just a fun day. I needed this. I don't know about y'all, but I needed this. So let me ask the last question. Oh, by the way, Dr. Melissa, to be formal, do you have any events other than the ones we talked about? You got your anything that you want to let people know where to find you to plug into? Anything else?
Absolutely. Yeah, because you can catch me on my website, which is EQ via empathy, which is what I teach. And you can also catch me on my YouTube channel, which is the Empathic Leader. And I would love to get more subscribers there, because that's my playground. That's where I get to test run everything that goes into my books and all of that kind of stuff. So please join the conversation, join the club. And on that YouTube channel, we have all of our replays with me and James and Lisa. So if you can't make it on Monday night, which would be sad because we like as many comments as possible, you can catch us again there. So we'd love to see you one way or the other.
Yeah.
Wow. Look, I'm telling you, all these different, that's why I had to put the chat overlay back on, man. All these different accounts and all these people bumping, they're still here, man. Wow. Thank you all. So I'll tell you what, here's the final question. There is, we'll go with James first, right? So there's a little James out there, right? And he feels it. He feels the pull, something's not right, but he just don't have the courage to take that baby step, man. What's one little action step somebody can take to put them on that trajectory that you just talked about, right? To get their life in order, the people that you coach. What's the first thing they can do to get unstuck?
I would say be gentle with yourself. Trisetta, while we was in here, I saw her post to be okay feeling what you're feeling, right? Like be okay feeling what you're feeling, and be gentle with wherever you're at. It's not going to be your ultimate destination, but just even opening up your mind to, you know what? Yeah, you're right. It's going to be okay. That can now open up your higher self to lead you to what the next step is going to be. But first, it has to, I don't care whether you feel something was done to you, or you feel like something isn't happening for you, or you feel like you did something that, sabotage some area of your life, or just you don't know why things are happening, just be gentle with yourself. Just be gentle with yourself. And from there, map out where you're going to go.
Hey, well said. Absolutely. Boy, I got a crash course in that. I told you I've been potty trained by God for like 7 months. Hard headed, but hey, it'll get there.
Yeah.
Because we'll give compassion to other people, but we don't want to give it to ourselves. That makes no sense. It
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yes.
It makes no sense. I'm
Yeah.
supposed to love myself, and that's usually what it is. We don't love ourselves. That's why we
Right.
can't be doing it.
That's it.
So go out there. Yeah, go talk to James, right? Go love yourself. And then the whole point of this was, look, my business. Well, how am I going to grow my business? Growing yourself. That's it. I'm telling you guys, man, I spent 90% of my time working on me. Because the man I am today is not going to be the man who runs the Hounds 2 years from now. He needs to evolve for the Hounds to evolve. And that's how all of us, right? We need to grow in who we are, what we do, how we handle things. Like I had some stuff happen yesterday. I said, wow, the old me would have been crumbled by that. Now the new me is like, whatever. It's just like, hey, like, yeah. And that's called growth. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. And Melissa, got to put it to you. Same question. So there's somebody that feels stuck. You just did this recently, right? You just came out with your story and all of these things that are inspiring people. So share with people. There's other folks like you who just feel stuck. They need a boost, baby step. What can they do? What would you encourage them to do?
It's not all that different from what James said. The first thing I would suggest they do is start with some self-reflection, to actually look inside, see what's there, and learn how to show themselves love and compassion and empathy. Because people that get so disconnected with themselves that they can't show themselves empathy, how are you going to show anybody else? You've got to love yourself first.
Yeah.
Go ahead, James. You got something gold, man. Go ahead.
I would have said, I didn't even think about it. I thought about it after I said, I was like, Dr. Melissa's probably going to go down that same path. She's the empathy queen. She's probably going to go down that same path. But yeah, great minds think alike. There we go.
Masterminds. Great masterminds.
Great masterminds.
There you go. And don't forget Barry and the great Lisa Marie. So
at least right.
That's right.
Well, dadgummit, man, I don't want to end the show. I don't think nobody else does. I can't believe we held everybody this long. I do believe it because this is a good topic with good people who are not full of crap. That's all everybody wants. So hey, thank you all so much for believing in me, believing in each other, making the Hounds is special, really making an impact in so many lives. It really is amazing to see you guys grow and pay it forward and push people up. Man, again, just blessed. So thank you everyone in the comments. Hey, reach out, connect with all of us. Most of us in the comments, a lot of us are Hounds. Reach out. Don't do this stuff alone. No more alone stuff. If you have a sense of belonging, you want to be around folks, check us out. And if we're not a good fit for you, I'll walk you over there. I had a guy that was kind of like, and he was the opposite of who we are. So I walked him over to another camp. I said, man, y'all have fun here. Y'all crush beer cans on your head and stuff. I don't judge it. I just want people to be happy. Go out there and make life happy and go out there and impact people. Man, there's enough negative. We need some positive. So you two bring that positive. Love it. So thank you, everyone. Thanks again, Brandface. Thanks again, Level Up Academy, Dr. CJ, all the people, the Hounds leadership, Isabel Fortin, Christine Bell, just said Constance Leland. And you guys make it special. So unless you got any parting words, we're just going to roll the intro. Going once. Going twice.
Oh, wait.
So, all right. Oh, uh-oh. Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.